A warning the I-Team first brought you nearly a year ago that has unfortunately struck a tri-state family.
A Sims Township family lost everything in a house fire. The fire chief says a common household product is to blame. 9 News reporter Janelle Walton is live from the scene of the fire on Cactus Lane. Janelle?
Carol and Brendan, you're right. This fire destroyed everything, and it was because of that common household product used to stain or really just kind of brighten wood that was inside of the garage inside of this house on Cactus Lane. Those oily rags contained together actually spontaneously combusted, setting the garage on fire, and there were 2 cars parked inside, so it just quickly went up into flames around 5 o'clock this morning. The chief says the homeowner was using the oil to stain some wood at their home in the 9200 block of Cactus Lane on Sunday. He had placed the oily rags inside a box, not realizing that linseed oil stored in a confined space can actually create its own heat and spontaneously combust. The chief says Travis and Kristen Robinson and their 2-year-old daughter were asleep when the fire started around 5 a.m. this morning. Mrs. Robinson, who is expected to deliver a baby any day now, heard a loud popping sound and woke the family up. They were able to escape and call 911 for help. Now you can see from the right corner of this video, the home was engulfed in flames by the time firefighters arrived. The chief says after putting the fire out, they interviewed the homeowners and was able to figure out oily linseed rags is what started the fire.
It's a spontaneous combustion, and what happens is when linseed oil, when it hits the air and is in the drying, it creates a heat, and that heat within the rags in a confined space, like in a wooden box or in a plastic container or a can, begins to heat up, and it can heat up to the point of ignition.
And you can see just how bad and quickly that fire actually spread to the roof of this home, and the homeowners were upstairs asleep. The fire chief says they're very lucky that they woke up and were able to escape and get out of this burning home. The home was destroyed. The fire chief says, though, that the family has homeowners insurance, so they're going to be able to rebuild. And we're told tonight that they are getting help from the Red Cross as well as from some of their supportive neighbors here in the neighborhood. Brendan?
Janelle Walton reporting live on the scene. Thanks. I first warned of the danger of linseed oil fires in an I-Team investigation last May. Temperatures quickly exceeded 300 degrees when we did a controlled test using rags soaked with linseed oil. Spontaneous combustion scorched the rags and paper towels. Other demonstrations like these saw the rags erupt in flames. They're not catching fire, but spontaneously burning from the heat generated by the oil itself as it evaporates after several hours. That delayed evaporation is what scientists call an exothermic reaction. The oil gives off heat as it dries.
Boom, all of a sudden there's fire. And again, you may be sleeping, you may have left and gone to work, and you come back and your garage is fully involved or your house is gone.
You know, it doesn't happen every time you do something. You know, if we'd have done the same thing 10 times, probably 9 times, nothing would have happened. But it was just, you know, if you get unlucky the one time, it can have some pretty serious consequences.
That's the Prentice family in Clifton. They survived a similar fire. Their advice: lay the oil-soaked rags out to dry for a few hours on the driveway or put them in a tin can with a lid to keep out oxygen. Never store the rags in your home or garage.